Last topic for today. So we're talking about being unique, right? There's a really great podcast by Roger Entner released this morning, and it was about Dish. And the thesis is like Dish needs to do something different in the wireless space to gain customers. Just offering service for $10 less per month isn't going to be it. So the question is, what do you think Dish will do to be unique and stand out in the wireless space? And the example Roger pulled on, and I'll give you some time to think about this, was Rakuten in another country that I can't remember. They started offering Japan free unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 1 gig of data to all subscribers. And they exploded. They gained millions of subscribers in a very short period of time with that promotion. So the question is, like, what is Dish going to do? Are they going to do a small amount of free talk, text, and data? They did pull in the founder and CEO of Freedom Pop into the company, so that idea could be floating around there. Are they going to try and pull a Verizon and bundle in all the streaming services into one platform? Will there be some kind of different pricing structure that can make it more unique, like US Mobile's pooled data plans? Or is that system outdated, and will they just go straight to unlimited and try and figure something out that way? What do you think, Dennis? Like, this is I don't have the answer. I don't think anyone has the answer. It's just kind of they need to do something different. What would get you to sign up for Dish?
I'm going to be honest. Nothing would get me to sign up for Dish.
Okay. Change the question then. What do you think they're going to do different?
But if we're talking about the average consumer, so your idea about the US Mobile thing, that wouldn't work with the general mass population because US Mobile has a carved niche that they work for, right?
Yeah, you're
so
totally right. People just want unlimited. They don't want to think about it.
Right, so that wouldn't work. As far as the entertainment play, if we think about what they could bundle for entertainment, it would be like Sling TV. And live TV is dying.
Oh, yeah.
So that's definitely also not the move. Price point, we've talked about many times why the race of pricing is not the route that U.S. carriers want to go.
Yeah.
So that's not the move. Honestly, I think a Dish.
Dish
needs to do something. Dish needs to do something that the average consumer can understand. And I don't know if they'd be allowed to say this, but I think Dish's main play would almost be pulling a Project Fi, like being like, hey, we have the coverage of AT&T, T-Mobile, and our network. You come to us
for the coverage.
You got the power of 3. You're covered everywhere. Like, that would be the play.
The two things that I thought of are, like, what is Dish doing that's going to be unique? Well, the things they can do is they can discount the phone, or they can discount the service, or I guess they could bundle stuff in with the service. They can't afford to discount the phone. Like, they will literally just lose money on that. But what I think they can do is consider, this is a new idea I just had, like, what if you bought a phone and you got a discount on your service for financing a device through them, and the discount lasted for the financing agreement? Like, you pay for the phone, you get a discount on the plan. I thought that was an interesting idea. I mean, maybe
it's an interesting idea, but it's counterintuitive, right? Like,
yeah, sure.
I mean,
this is just my way of thinking, like, how can they offer a discount on something they can't offer a discount on? They don't discount the phone, it's full price, but they can offer a discount on the service, so to speak. So when you look at like a 1 year or 2 year total, it's a little bit lower.
Do you know what Dish needs to do?
What do they need?
And this isn't really original, but they need like a John Ledger. They need like a rock star. No. I'm being serious. They need like a rock star CEO to come in almost like back in the day. You know how Pepsi took market share from Coke by targeting like the younger demographic?
Oh, yeah.
Dish needs to come in and not target basically me, millennials, right? They need to come in and be like, yo, young college kid who's like broke, do you want a network that's actually going to work for you at a price that works for you? Like, we're the young hip network. We're not going to screw you like T-Mobile did. We're not going to screw you like Verizon does. We're going to just be straight up like, yo, this is your price. And you know what? This is your price for life.
Wow.
Price for life. Like, pull a price for life thing. Like, you get this plan. This is your price for life. And hey, existing customer, you're going to get access to all the same promos new customers do. No shenanigans. If we do a free phone on the iPhone, you can get it too.
That'd be sick.
You know, no extra line added. It'll be the same terms, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, you could say the phone's financed over 24 months. Everybody gets it. Now, if you're already someone that's financing a phone, same rule applies though. You have to pay off your phone before you can get this new one. But hey, you want it, it's yours. Do stuff like that, and you win.
That's really smart, because if you get a younger demographic, as that demographic grows up and they're on Dish, they'll probably stay with Dish. We've had people share they've been on the same network for 20 years, as long as the networks have existed.
Look at me. I've been with T-Mobile since 2013.
Boom, exactly. So if you get, that young Dennis in, right at, a super sweet deal, price for life, $40 for a single line, unlimited data, and then as that customer grows up, they'll have kids, or they'll get their family members on it or whatever, and that's how you can potentially consider gaining customers. I think the other thing I was thinking of, customer service and support. This is, I think it can be hit or miss with any carrier right now. I used to really like T-Mobile, and then they kind of offshored a lot of their support, so I think it went from being consistently really good to a little bit more hit and miss right now, is what I would say.
I would say it's going downhill, but continue.
I would say Dish, with the assets they acquired from Ting, execution is up in the air, but I think they've positioned themselves in a spot to be able to offer potentially leading customer service and support, and I feel that could be a differentiator.
And also, can I just make another comment? Reason why I'm saying they need to focus on younger customers too is because these acquisitions they made, like Ting.
Yeah.
Since Ting had that background of being like an online presence only for online distribution, that's the play that you want. That's the crowd that's going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's going to allow them to save costs and say retail presence, right?
Like, Dennis, if they launch a website and I can actually place an order on AT&T, I think they're going to do just fine. Right,
but I'm saying one of the things they could also do is learn from the MVNO and avoid retail.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't have a retail presence. If you're going to do a retail presence, do some really tiny kiosk in a Walmart or something.
100%.
Don't go out and make full on buildings.
I can see them doing Best Buy. All the major carriers are in Best Buy. I think that's a good spot to be.
Right. Do something like that. And then also, here's another thing. I know this won't happen. This is just pipe dreams. But remember when I was talking about make the deals consistent for everything? Make that consistent across sales channels as well. Don't do some BS where
online only, over the phone only, this number only, this state only.
Obviously, if I'm calling you because something went wrong with the online, like you did with AT&T, right? Yeah. So just make it consistent sales channel offers.
I'm sorry, I can't offer you that. That's online only.
Because not only is that better for the consumer, but it's better for the workforce, right? Instead of training them and instead of getting someone calling in, you tell them hey, I want this offer, and they have no clue what you're talking about. Just do that too.
Yeah.
And same thing with the state thing. Although I don't know how they would enforce that, but if you're gonna do I know down in Florida, T-Mobile has a special, an extra special spicy 55 plus plan. It's not the normal one.
Yep.
Just make that happen for everywhere if possible. If you're gonna do something, do it everywhere.
Yeah. Online only, great customer service and support, attract to that younger demographic. I think it's going to be my biggest concern right now is we've kind of almost described their prepaid offerings. They literally already own Ting. They already have affordable low cost plans. They've already got Boost, which is struggling but kind of has some decent low cost options. And they've got Republic Wireless, which actually does have the network switching technology, which could come into play here, as you mentioned. So it's what are they going to do to really offer this postpaid premium service? How is it going to be premium, and how are they going to get people?
But here's the thing, Stetson. When we talk about these different companies, we always say Ting did this one thing right, Boost did this one thing right, but no one's ever really combined all of it together to make this good product, right? And the thing that differentiates or is going to differentiate Dish's postpaid is one, postpaid data, right?
Yeah.
Two is it should in theory be the combination of all of these things, right? You're getting the premium customer service because sometimes with MVNOs you might just be dealing with a chat, you might be dealing with
not English isn't their first language, you have to do it only on chat, only on the application,
or it might be weird hours too. Some of the really, really small ones, they might have weird hours. If Dish can nail all of it together, then it works. And they need to also, when they're doing this, they need to not be the budget carrier in people's minds. They need to stay away from that. Because if they do that, then they end in that vicious cycle that Sprint got into where they can't charge it.
Bad network. Yeah, it was just garbage. And I felt bad. All the Sprint employees were super nice. They're just our network's not great. People leave. It happens.
Yeah,
they just can't do anything.
it's pretty bad when you walk into the Sprint store and your own representative's like saying like, yeah, our network sucks balls, but hey, I'll sell you this Kickstarter plan for $15. Tell me who could do that.
Yeah. All right, final thought here on customer service. I feel like a big perk of people, they like going to the store, seeing the devices, signing up, having a rep just like handle everything. What if they took more of like an Amazon delivery approach, or even T-Mobile was kind of doing this with their home internet, where they had a representative in a regional basis? Like, what if there was a Dish rep that could come to your house, upgrade your device, transfer all your contacts, get everything? Dennis is a hard no on this. You think bad idea?
I mean, okay, from a customer service standpoint for elderly people, sure. Cool idea. It's totally been done before by AT&T, by the way, mind you.
Oh, really?
This is not a new... Yeah, this is not a new thing. But no, it's really expensive. It's a high cost of maintenance.
Got it.
2, I don't want people in my house.
This is also true.
Like Stetson, I just don't want people in my house.
Yeah.
And 3, it totally counteracts what we were saying about the younger, self-sufficient, like do-it-yourself
yeah,
people,
it's true.
right?
It's true. Yeah, I ideally don't need to contact customer service and support. It's only when the website is so bad that I literally have to that I reach out.
Yeah, if that has to happen, that means you did something wrong somewhere else along the lines.
Yeah.
But no, what I was gonna say is that honestly, we get into these a lot of talks like what Dish has to do, but honestly, they don't have to revolutionize the wheel. Like the schematic and blueprints are already there, and these companies are just overthinking. Like Verizon's on this like, I'm an entertainment company and totally lost on what the customer wants. AT&T somehow magically got a pulse on its consumers on what they wanted when it comes to at least premium unlimited plans. But like, and then T-Mobile is just often bumfuck middle of nowhere. I don't know what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
But like literally the keys to success are not hard. People want good customer service. They want their service to work, so they don't have to think about it. And they just want good pricing. Like they want to feel like, they want to feel like what they're paying for is actually what they're worth, right? Like if I'm paying $100 for an unlimited plan, I want to feel like I'm getting the maximum amount of value out of that plan. I want to be able to use 100 gigs of data. If that's where I'm at as a price, I want to be able to use 100 gigs of data, and I want it fast. If they're charging me $60, I have different expectations for what to expect at that $60 price point. But I still want to be treated like a human. I don't want to be, treated like some second-rate class citizen on the network, which Verizon loves to do on their cheaper plans, right? Like they give you the deprioritized data out the gate.
Oh, it's garbage. Yeah, for sure. No,
you're too. The way I look at Verizon when they sell me like stuff like starters, like I look at it like this. Even though they don't say it out loud, they're like, "You're really going to buy a starter? Are you too poor to afford 5G?"
You're basically a prepaid customer, but you don't want to admit it. So
I feel like Verizon thinks their consumers are stupid. Like I feel like that's how the Verizon treats their consumers. Yeah. Like that's how I look at it. Like the fact that they don't even let you have 5G, that's a real like kick in the nuts, right? Like and you're a postpaid customer, you don't get 5G access.
What is happening? What is happening? But yeah, I think you actually kind of nailed it. Like the formula's out there. They need decent pricing. You got to get what you pay for. And I think their big advantage is going to be customer service. I think that's one of the biggest differentiating opportunities they have. Biller that works.
I thought of 2 more really spicy things.
All right, hit me with the spice, Dennis.
All right, RCS.
That'd be great.
But also, more importantly, how about a privacy play? No carriers being privacy focused.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that's huge.
Yeah, not selling your data.
Get real embedded with Apple.
Can they be privacy focused and use Google's RCS? Because the whole point of Google RCS is that Google gets access to that data and then can potentially monetize it by selling you ads and stuff.
Well, from my understanding, Google's RCS implementation was supposed to be adding end-to-end encryption. I thought it was a revision.
I think that could be true. I guess it was more along the lines of like, think of iMessage Business Chat for RCS. Mm-hmm. So they're like allowing you to chat with businesses. Maybe you don't need, to give up too much personal information with that. But let's assume they can do the privacy play. That's what you're thinking?
What I meant by the privacy play is like T-Mobile outright is like legit collecting more data than you know.
Oh yeah, Terry, it went from opt-in to opt-out.
Right? So I'm saying like Dish does not need to collect any of that data. Like any data they're collecting, they should be really open about. Like, hey, we're collecting diagnostic information so that we can improve our coverage maps for you. Like, they should, like, on their coverage map be real transparent. Like, now, Google used to, like, or excuse me, T-Mobile used to have those little check boxes that show, like, a verified speed test happened.
Yeah.
Be like, if Dish is going to collect that, it'd be like, hey, we're collecting this data so that we can confirm that our network is where it's supposed to be. In fact, one step further, why doesn't Dish make an app, kind of like how AT&T did with Mark the Spot, so that consumers can report where coverage is poor?
I love it. 100% love it.
But am I upside down? I was upside down.
No. Don't worry about it, Dennis. We're, obviously playing with a few things here.
Oh, you're rotating me on OBS. Why are you doing this?
Well, because you were looking over there, and I was like, I'm over here. So now this way we can kind of like look at each other,
I mean,
no,
when
sorry.
I look over here,
I was playing around with stuff. I'll put you back, Dennis. But that was part of the fun live stream.